Picture the bright, citrusy aroma filling the air and golden lemons glowing in the sunlight, all grown by you even if you don't have a backyard. The reality is simple. You can successfully grow a healthy, productive lemon tree in a container. You don't need a large garden, just the right approach and a few key techniques. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 powerful strategies that experienced gardeners use to turn small potted lemon trees into abundant fruit producers. Whether your tree lives on a balcony, a patio, or beside a sunny window, these tips will help you achieve faster growth, bigger harvests, and stronger, healthier plants throughout the year. Let's get started. 1. Select the right variety. Not every lemon tree is suitable. If you've tried growing lemons in containers before and didn't succeed, don't be discouraged. It's a common experience. The biggest mistake most people make is choosing the wrong type of lemon tree. Traditional lemon trees are designed for open ground, where their roots can spread deeply and the tree can grow 15 to 20 feet tall. When confined to a pot, they often become root-bound, stressed, and far less productive. The key to success is choosing a compact, grafted variety that's specifically suited for container growing and capable of producing high yields in limited space. Here are some of the best lemon varieties for pots that seasoned gardeners rely on. Improved Meyer Lemon, the top choice for container growing. Naturally compact, usually staying under 5 to 6 feet, self-pollinating, and capable of producing fruit nearly year-round. Its lemons are slightly sweeter and less acidic than typical store-bought varieties, perfect for cooking or fresh drinks. Ponderosa Lemon, known for its oversized fruits and glossy foliage, this variety adds a dramatic tropical feel to patios. The lemons can grow almost as large as grapefruits and have thick, fragrant skins. Eureka Dwarf Lemon. This variety delivers the classic lemon flavor you're familiar with from the store, but in a smaller tree form. It produces heavily in warm conditions and looks great in bright outdoor spaces. Lisbon Dwarf Lemon. Similar to Eureka, but more resilient in hot and windy environments. It's an excellent choice if you live in a warmer climate or plan to keep your tree outdoors most of the year. Pro tip: always choose a grafted tree from a reputable nursery. Grafted plants are already mature enough to flower and produce fruit within 1 to 2 years. In contrast, trees grown from seed can take up to 7 years, and sometimes produce fruit that doesn't match the original variety. Bonus tip: if you're growing indoors, the improved Meyer Lemon is your best option. It tolerates lower light better than most citrus trees and can continue producing fragrant fruit even on a sunny windowsill. Remember, everything starts with the right genetics. Choose wisely and your compact lemon tree will reward you with abundant harvests for years. 2. Choose the right container. Bigger isn't always better. There's a common misconception that ruins many container lemon trees. The larger the pot, the better the plant. While it sounds logical, using an oversized container too early can actually harm your tree. Here's why. When a young lemon tree is placed in a pot that's too large, a significant amount of soil remains unused by the roots. This excess soil holds moisture for too long, creating a damp, cold environment that citrus roots dislike. The result is often yellowing leaves, slow growth, and eventually root rot. Instead, start with a moderately sized container and increase gradually. Begin with a pot that's around 16 to 20 inches deep and wide. This size provides enough room for root development without trapping excess moisture. Then, every 2 to 3 years, move the tree into a slightly larger container. This gradual process helps build a dense, healthy root system capable of supporting heavy fruit production. Now let's look at container materials. Terracotta or clay pots, ideal for beginners. These pots are breathable, allowing moisture to evaporate through the sides and keeping the soil well aerated. They also provide stability, which is helpful when branches become heavy with fruit. Plastic pots, lightweight and easy to move, making them great for flexible setups. However, they retain moisture longer, so watering needs to be adjusted carefully. Fabric grow bags, a modern solution that encourages air pruning of roots, preventing them from circling and improving overall plant health. Excellent for gardeners who repot regularly. Drainage is absolutely essential. Your container should have at least 4 to 6 large drainage holes at the bottom. If it doesn't, add more. Lemon trees are extremely sensitive to waterlogged roots. To make things more convenient, place your pot on a rolling stand. Lemon trees require 8 to 10 hours of direct sunlight daily, and having mobility allows you to move the plant to follow the sun or bring it indoors during cold weather. Pro tip: add a thin layer of coarse gravel or broken terracotta pieces at the bottom of the pot. This improves drainage and prevents soil from compacting and blocking the drainage holes. If you plan to bring your tree indoors during winter, consider using a decorative outer pot. This allows you to maintain a stylish look while keeping the functional inner container intact. And one more important detail: lemon trees don't respond well to sudden changes. When repotting, keep as much of the original soil around the roots as possible and water thoroughly afterward to help the plant adjust. 3. Perfect the soil blend, the foundation of vigorous growth. If your goal is to have a lemon tree that grows rapidly and produces an abundance of fruit, everything begins with the soil, and quite literally. Soil is far more than simple dirt. It is a dynamic, living base that directly influences your tree's health, productivity, and lifespan. When growing in a container, this becomes even more crucial. Unlike trees planted in the ground, a potted lemon tree cannot extend its roots far in search of nutrients or water. It relies entirely on the limited soil you provide. This is why the composition of your soil mix is so important. Poor soil can suffocate the roots, retain excess water, and cause issues like yellowing leaves or root rot. On the other hand, the right blend will encourage rapid growth, continuous flowering, and fruit bursting with flavor. The aim is to recreate the conditions lemon trees naturally thrive in, similar to their Mediterranean origins: loose, slightly acidic soil, rich in organic matter and well aerated. Creating the ideal homemade soil mix. Experienced citrus growers often rely on a proven combination. 40% high-quality potting mix provides structure while holding just enough moisture. Avoid heavy garden soil or anything labeled topsoil. These are too dense for containers. 30% cocoa coir or peat moss helps retain moisture without becoming waterlogged. Cocoa coir is especially beneficial because it's sustainable, evenly retains water, and improves texture. Peat moss adds slight acidity, which lemons prefer. 20% perlite or coarse sand ensures proper drainage and keeps the soil loose. Without this, the mix can compact, leading to root suffocation or rot. 10% compost or aged manure supplies slow-release nutrients and beneficial microbes, enriching the soil beyond what fertilizers alone can provide. Thoroughly mix everything in a large container before filling your pot. The final texture should be light and crumbly, draining quickly when watered, exactly what lemon trees need. When you squeeze a handful, it should hold together gently but fall apart easily when released. This balance between moisture retention and airflow is key to strong root development. Lemon trees prefer slightly acidic soil with a pH between 5.5 and 6.5. This range allows them to absorb nutrients efficiently. If the soil becomes too alkaline, above pH 7, nutrient uptake, and especially iron, is hindered, resulting in yellow leaves and slow growth. You can easily test pH using a simple meter or kit. If it's too high, incorporate peat moss, used coffee grounds, or elemental sulfur to gradually lower it. If it's too low, add a small amount of garden lime to raise it. Maintaining the correct pH significantly improves nutrient absorption, leading to more vigorous growth, frequent flowering, and richer, juicier fruit. A crucial rule: lemon trees cannot tolerate waterlogged roots. The most common cause of failure in potted citrus is poor drainage. Even with a perfect soil mix, excess water must be able to escape. Always choose a container with several large drainage holes. Before adding soil, place a thin layer of gravel, pumice, or broken terracotta at the bottom to keep those holes clear and improve airflow. This simple step prevents water accumulation and ensures roots receive oxygen. Proper drainage keeps the soil aerated, roots healthy, and the plant thriving. Enhancing soil life. To further improve your mix, consider adding mycorrhizal fungi during planting. These beneficial organisms attach to roots and significantly improve water and nutrient uptake. You can also include worm castings, which are rich in beneficial microbes, enzymes, and nutrients that strengthen soil structure and plant immunity. This living soil system increases resilience against stress, drought, and disease, resulting in faster growth, shinier leaves, and more robust flowering. Quick professional tip: Every few months, gently loosen the top layer of soil using your fingers or a small rake. This prevents compaction and maintains airflow. Compacted soil restricts oxygen and slows growth dramatically. When your soil is properly balanced, every other factor, watering, sunlight, fertilizing, becomes more effective. You'll notice healthier roots, more foliage, and faster developing, better tasting fruit. That's the impact of an ideal soil mix. 4. Feed like an expert, unlocking the power of proper fertilization. Once your lemon tree is planted in the perfect soil, nutrition becomes the next priority. Lemon trees are heavy feeders, among the most nutrient-demanding plants. They are constantly active, producing new leaves, forming buds, and developing fruit, all of which require substantial energy. In natural soil, roots spread out to find nutrients. In a container, however, your tree depends entirely on you. Without consistent and proper feeding, it won't have the strength to bloom or produce fruit, regardless of how much sunlight or water it receives. Choosing the right fertilizer. For container-grown lemon trees, use a fertilizer specifically designed for citrus or a balanced formula with slightly higher nitrogen levels, such as 5-3-3 or 6-4-6 NPK. Each element plays a key role. Nitrogen supports leafy growth and the development of strong stems, creating a lush green canopy for photosynthesis. Phosphorus strengthens root systems and encourages flower production. Potassium improves fruit size, flavor, and overall plant health. Citrus fertilizers also include essential micronutrients like magnesium, iron, manganese, and zinc. Without them, symptoms such as pale leaves, weak growth, or poor quality fruit will appear. Feeding schedule and technique. Begin fertilizing in early spring when new growth starts. Continue feeding every 3 to 4 weeks during the active growing season through summer. In autumn, reduce feeding to every 6 to 8 weeks and stop entirely during winter if the tree enters dormancy indoors. Always water the plant before applying fertilizer to prevent root burn. Apply fertilizer evenly around the outer edge of the canopy, known as the drip line, where nutrient absorption is most active. For organic options, rotating between fish emulsion, seaweed extract, and compost tea can provide excellent results, delivering nutrients gradually while improving soil health. The importance of micronutrients. A commonly overlooked factor is micronutrients, which are essential for deep green leaves and continuous flowering. If leaves turn yellow while veins remain green, the tree may lack iron. Treat it with chelated iron or a citrus foliar spray. If leaves appear pale and dull, magnesium deficiency may be the issue. This can be corrected by dissolving 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt in a gallon of water and applying it around the base monthly. This simple adjustment can dramatically improve your tree's condition, restoring vibrant foliage, increasing flowering, and boosting overall growth. Foliar feeding technique. For a quick nutrient boost, apply liquid fertilizer directly to the leaves. Lemon trees can absorb nutrients through their foliage, making this method fast and effective, especially during hot or dry periods when root absorption is reduced. Spray early in the morning or evening to avoid leaf damage, covering both sides of the leaves. The improvement in plant vitality can be noticeable in a short time. The feed and flush strategy. Every few months, flush the soil thoroughly by watering until excess drains from the bottom. This removes accumulated fertilizer salts that can harm roots. After flushing, wait a few days before resuming feeding. Professional feeding tips. Apply smaller amounts of fertilizer regularly rather than large doses infrequently. Never fertilize a dry or stressed plant, always water first. During flowering and fruiting stages, increase potassium to enhance fruit sweetness and juiciness. With proper feeding, your lemon tree will reward you with dense, dark green foliage, fragrant blossoms, and an abundance of golden fruit full of flavor. 5. Sunlight, temperature, and water. The essential trio of citrus care. When growing lemons in containers, 3 key elements determine your success: sunlight, warmth, and proper watering. Even if you have ideal soil and top-quality fertilizer, your lemon tree will struggle without the right balance of these factors. Mastering them leads to vigorous growth, constant flowering, and a reliable supply of fragrant, golden fruit. The role of sunlight. Lemon trees thrive in bright, direct sunlight. Originating from sunny Mediterranean climates, they are naturally adapted to long hours of intense light. In a container, you should aim to provide at least 8 to 10 hours of direct sun each day. The more light your tree receives, the more efficiently it can perform photosynthesis, which directly fuels growth, flowering, and fruit production. If your plant is outdoors, place it in the sunniest possible location, ideally facing south or southwest. Avoid shaded areas or spots obstructed by buildings, fences, or taller plants, as even partial shade can slow growth and cause leaf discoloration. For those in cooler or less sunny regions, indoor growing is still very effective. A high-quality full-spectrum grow light can fully support your lemon tree. Position it about 12 to 18 inches above the plant and run it for 10 to 12 hours daily, especially during darker months. Many growers find indoor conditions with consistent artificial lighting can produce equally strong, if not better, results. Also, remember to rotate your tree weekly when growing indoors. This ensures even light exposure and prevents uneven or lopsided growth. A simple principle applies. More sunlight results in more lemons. Ideal temperature conditions. As tropical and subtropical plants, lemon trees prefer warm conditions with moderate humidity. The optimal temperature range is between 65 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius during the day, yet with nighttime temperatures staying above 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. Temperatures dropping below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius, begin to stress the plant, while prolonged exposure to freezing conditions can lead to leaf loss, fruit drop, or even kill the tree. If you live in a region with cold winters, it's best to treat your lemon tree as a seasonal plant. Keep it outdoors during warm months and bring it indoors before frost arrives. If moving the plant isn't practical, protect it during cold nights by covering it with frost cloth, burlap, or even a blanket. Secure the covering around the pot to trap warmth. Insulating the container or placing it on a movable stand can also help you respond quickly to temperature changes. Although lemon trees can tolerate short periods of cooler weather, consistent cold weakens them and slows fruit production. On the opposite extreme, temperatures above 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees Celsius, can cause flowers to drop. During intense heat, provide partial shade and increase watering frequency. Humidity is another important factor. Indoor air, especially with heating or air conditioning, can become very dry. This may lead to browning leaf tips and falling blossoms. To improve conditions, mist the leaves regularly, use a pebble tray with water, or place a humidifier nearby. Proper humidity encourages lush foliage and steady flowering. Watering, finding the right balance. Watering is where many growers go wrong. Overwatering can suffocate roots, while underwatering causes wilting and leaf drop. The key is consistency, maintaining evenly moist soil without letting it become waterlogged. Lemon trees prefer soil that dries slightly between watering cycles. Before watering, check the top 2 inches, 5 centimeters of soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. If still moist, wait a bit longer. When watering, do so thoroughly. Pour water slowly until it drains from the bottom of the pot. This ensures deep root hydration and helps flush out excess fertilizer salts. Afterward, allow the soil to dry slightly before watering again. It's far better to water deeply and less frequently than to give small amounts daily. Deep watering encourages roots to grow downward, resulting in a stronger and more drought-resistant plant. Advanced watering tips. Use rainwater or filtered water when possible, as tap water may contain chemicals and salts that accumulate over time and stress the plant. Avoid leaving water in saucers beneath the pot. Always empty them to prevent root rot. Reduce watering during winter when growth slows and moisture needs decrease. Overwatering at this stage is a common cause of plant decline indoors. Increase humidity indoors through misting, grouping plants, or using a humidifier to support overall plant health. Once you master this essential trio, light, temperature, and water, your lemon tree will thrive. You'll see glossy green leaves, frequent blossoms, and fruits that ripen faster and taste noticeably sweeter. These 3 factors form the backbone of successful citrus cultivation. 6. Pruning, pollination, and flowering, maximizing your harvest. After your lemon tree is healthy and growing well, the next step is directing its energy toward producing as many flowers and fruits as possible. This is where pruning and pollination become essential. Though often overlooked, these techniques can significantly increase your yield. Why pruning is important. Pruning isn't about reducing the size of your tree, it's about shaping it for better productivity and strength. By guiding its growth, you help the plant focus its energy on fruit production rather than unnecessary branches. In early spring, just before new growth begins, examine your tree closely. Remove any dead, damaged, or diseased branches first, then thin out the inner canopy to improve airflow and allow sunlight to reach deeper into the plant. This reduces the risk of fungal issues and enhances photosynthesis. Next, trim long or leggy branches to encourage the development of side shoots. These lateral branches are where most flowers and fruits will form. Each cut stimulates new growth, resulting in a fuller, more compact plant. If your tree is young, less than 2 years old, it's best to remove early flowers. This allows the plant to focus on building a strong root system and structure, leading to better harvests in the future. Understanding pollination. Many beginners don't realize that even self-pollinating lemon trees still benefit from pollen transfer between flowers. Outdoors, insects like bees naturally handle this. Indoors or on balconies, however, you'll need to assist manually. Using a small brush, cotton swab, or soft makeup brush, gently collect pollen from one flower and transfer it to the center of another. Repeat this process daily during the flowering period, preferably in the morning when flowers are fresh. This simple technique can greatly improve fruit set. Successful pollination is evident when flowers fade and small green lemons begin to develop. Managing fruit production. Once fruit starts forming, your tree may produce more lemons than it can support. This can weaken the plant and result in small, poor-quality fruit. To prevent this, thin the fruit when it reaches about the size of a marble. Leave one healthy lemon every few inches along the branch. This allows the remaining fruit to grow larger, juicier, and more flavorful. Encouraging more flowers. Interestingly, a bit of controlled stress can stimulate flowering. To promote blooms, allow the soil to dry slightly more than usual for a short period. Apply a fertilizer higher in phosphorus before the blooming season. Ensure strong sunlight and avoid excessive nitrogen late in the season, as it encourages leaf growth at the expense of flowers. Natural boosters like banana peel tea or compost tea can also enhance flowering due to their potassium and micronutrient content. Professional tips for pruning and pollination. Use clean, sharp pruning tools to avoid spreading disease. Make cuts just above a leaf node or bud to encourage new growth. Maintain an open, airy shape, similar to an upside-down umbrella. Remove branches that grow inward toward the trunk. After heavy pruning, apply balanced fertilizer to support recovery. Pruning strengthens the structure of your tree, while pollination ensures successful fruit development. Together, they significantly increase yield, improve fruit quality, and enhance the overall health of your plant. With proper care, your lemon tree will not only look more attractive, but will also reward you year after year with abundant, sun-ripened fruit.